Hello and welcome to Express Start. This R-Instat introduction is intended for professional users who have some experience with similar software. With your own data file, you will start with File, Import from File from the Welcome screen and browse to look for your data file. This assumes you have a data file, perhaps in Excel or CSV or perhaps an SPSS data file. Check with the preview and then if it looks alright, click OK. This activity uses a file from the library. Go to File, Import from Library, Load from Instat Collection, Browse, then choose the file called Tutorial after RDS, then press OK. This opens datasets saved after completing the first two R-Instat tutorials, Tutorial 1 and Tutorial 2, which are available on our YouTube channel for those who would like a more thorough introduction to R-Instat. Next, click to open the File menu. It has a range of methods to import data and corresponding dialogs to save and export data. This is useful to note early on as it is good practice to save periodically as you explore, tidy, and analyze your data. R-Instat is set up similarly to a spreadsheet software. You have multiple sheets of data in what we call a data book. It also includes pivot tables, which are one of the best features of spreadsheet software. In R-Instat, pivot tables are promoted as an excellent tool for data exploration, hence their inclusion in the Prepare menu. As you will see, there are much better graphs and table tools available in the Describe menu, which provides a wide range of highly customizable display options. Go to the sheet called Dodoma. Notice oddly, it starts at row 8402 and the left-hand column is colored red. This is simply informing you that the datasheet has an active filter. It can be removed easily with the right-click menu, but we leave it on for now. The Prepare menu includes all the tools you might need to get your data ready for analysis. Open it and go to the Check Data submenu. Choose Pivot Table and click to open the dialog. In the dialog, choose year and day from the data selector and add them to the multiple receiver on the right. Now, click in the initial column factor receiver. It goes turquoise. Add the variable called month abbreviation. Click on the numeric variable checkbox and add Tmax to the receiver that appears. Then press OK. The pivot table appears in the output window, but it is incompletely shown there. Click on Maximize, not on the checkbox, but the actual word. This opens the pivot table in a separate window. It is a nice display to examine the data except for the month column. The months are alphabetical and that's not ideal. There is a general point here. It is always important to examine your results and consider how they might be improved. Then return to the dialog and see what can be done. Months are categorical. R is excellent at handling categorical data. It calls them factors. Close the maximized window. Now press the icon on the toolbar that looks a bit like a dialog. It reopens the most recent dialog. The dialog should reopen roughly as you left it. Click on the Factor Levels receiver at the bottom right of the dialog. Notice that the data selector now only allows you to choose a factor variable. choose month abbreviation and then press OK. Then maximize again. Now the months should be in the right order. We change the table to a heat map to add a little color. Then close because we need to move on. The Prepare menu includes a calculator. This is a column calculator, so can be used to generate new variables, though it can also be used as a simple calculator to generate single values. Move to the Diamonds data frame. Open the Prepare menu again and choose the calculator. You often need to calculate additional variables. With the Diamonds data, we calculate the price per carat. In the calculator, click on the price variable, then the backstroke, and then the carat variable. Press the try button to check you are getting something sensible. Then give a name to the new variable, for example, price_C. Many dialogues include a sub-dialog, so you can get the details right. Here, click on the Position button, then complete the sub-dialog. We decided to put the new column after carat. Press Return and then OK. Here is your new column. Sometimes you may need just a single value, for example, the mean price per carat. Return to the calculator and press Clear. Click on the down arrow next to Basic. The calculator has 15 additional keyboards. Most are to produce transformed variables, but some, like Summary, are for single values. Choose the Summary keyboard. Click on the Mean key, then add the price_C variable. Click on Try to give the answer. This is often all you need. To store the result, click on the Store Scalar checkbox. We call it mean_price, then press OK. We continue down the Prepare menu. Open Prepare again. The whole middle section of the menu gives options that depend on the type of variable you are preparing. Dodoma data includes a date column and a factor column. Click on the Column Factor submenu. R has beautiful facilities for handling categorical data, that is factor columns, so we have opened that menu to tempt you for later. Becoming a factor whiz will improve your data analysis skills. Then click on the Column Date submenu. Here we see the options we have when dealing with date columns. We are on our way down this Prepare menu towards Data Reshape, where we can get more data frames. First, look at those we've got. In the toolbar, click on the eye icon. This opens another window at the top of R-Instat. Like the main data window, it has a tab for each data frame. Each row here gives information about a variable in each data frame. This is the column metadata. Click on the down arrow next to the eye icon. There are three options. Click again on the column metadata to close that window. Click on the down arrow again. This time, click on the data frame metadata. This window has 4 rows with 1 for each data frame. For Dodoma, the number of rows is given in red to match the red column in the data. Click on the curly arrow on the toolbar to return to the default windows. The data in the Dodoma data frame are daily values and they start in 1958 when temperatures, that's Tmax and Tmin, were first measured. But the red row numbers indicate that there is a filter in place, so use the right-click menu to remove it. The right-click menu is just like in spreadsheets, so right-click anywhere. It is a shortcut to popular items in the Prepare menu. Scan it down. You may use it soon on your data. Use Remove Current Filter. The data now starts in row 1 and the red has disappeared from the first column. Open the Prepare menu again and the Data Reshape submenu. You often need to reshape data before getting graphs or tables. As an example, use the column Summaries to get annual rainfall from the daily values. Click on the column Summaries. Add rain to the first receiver. Click in the second receiver and add the year variable. Then click on the column Summaries button. This opens a sub-dialog where you can choose the summaries you need. Untick the end total and tick the maximum. Then press Return and OK. What has happened? You have been moved to the new data frame. This time, it isn't completely new because we already had temperature summaries from tutorial 2. Now, it has added the rainfall summaries ready for analysis. Move to the Describe menu once the data are ready for analysis. We illustrate with the diamonds data from tutorial 1. Use Describe, then Graphs, General. As this is an express tour, we use just one example. There are many quick and easy graphs you can make, but this example is intentionally complex to highlight the vast flexibility of our system. Make carat the y variable and the clarity factor is the x. Also add clarity into the fill receiver. In the middle of the dialog, under Geoms, choose the down arrow and select Box Plot. Filters are so important that they are available from each dialog. Press the Data Options button in the middle of the dialog, then choose Define New Filter. In the Define New Filter dialog, choose the color factor. Then just select levels D, E, and F for the graph. Click on the Add Condition button. Then click Return to define the filter. Then return again to apply it. The leftmost column in the data has now gone red. Click the down arrow in the plot options and choose Facets. In the sub-dialog, select Cut as the first factor and Color as the second. Also, tick the Margins checkbox, then press Return. That's it. So press OK, then Maximize. Except we invite you to reflect on this graph, it is really a two-way table of graphs. Like an ordinary table with numbers in each cell, this table is a 3x5 table because the two factors have 3 levels and 5 levels. But it is a 4x6 because it includes the margins. And the bottom corner graph is for all the data. In the reflections, we will draw your attention to some key points in R-Instat. The first is the right-click menus. They are mainly shortcuts to help you work more efficiently. You only use the column right-click menu and only once. Like a spreadsheet, there is also a data frame right-click at the bottom of the data and a row right-click on the left. Then we have the missing values. Coping with data where some values are missing is really important. You saw the way NA values appeared in Dodoma data frame, and R can handle missing values in data well, whereas missing values can pose a challenge to spreadsheets. Then we had the factor columns. They are for categorical data. You can analyze them and also use them to split up or filter the analysis of numerical variables. We then had calculations at any of three levels. A calculation can produce a single value, another variable, or a whole new data frame. Lastly, we had filters. The larger the data, the more you are likely to use filters within your analysis. At the beginning of this presentation, we showed you how to import your data. Now it is your turn. Please start processing your data. How did that make you feel? Do you feel excited to start on your own data? If so, carry on. Do you feel like you need a little more direction before doing so? In that case, please watch the next video in this series. If you felt like everything was a bit too quick for you, please go to our Moodle site and try our first two tutorials. These introduce everything a little more slowly and gradually. And if you watched this and felt like it's not for you and you want to keep going in RStudio, great! We think RStudio and R are fantastic products. And there is no right or wrong here. We are believers in options by context, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. The context is a mixture of your current data processing skills and confidence, plus how complicated your data are.